don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you.
Hello there everyone, Tom here again, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at the Siege Line War for Cybertron Trilogy Transformers. This is Cog. This is the first one of these that I was able to actually find in Walmart, which was astonishing that they actually had it. Usually the Walmarts here in southern Indiana, yeah, you're lucky if you find stuff from Combiner Wars in there right now. And I'm not really joking. You see some nice artwork here on the back. You've got all these pictures and things here. What it can do, it breaks down. Get your picture of Sideswipe here. Top of the box, bottom of the box, we've already seen. Yeah. One of the things that I have noticed when I've watched other people review this figure, I have yet to see anyone actually use this with, what's his name? Fort Max. So we will do that today, and we'll take us a look to see how he functions and what he does. But first thing we got to do is get him out of his packaging. Alrighty, so here's the figure. He comes with two weapons here that are identical. You come back here. Two weapons which are identical, so let's zoom in here and take us a look. We've got nice molded details, not a lick of paint, but yeah, I mean, they look pretty decent. If you want to know how large they are, here is a gun that came with Dinobot Slug. So just to give you a general idea, and for those of you who are kind of like me and want to know the dimensions of things, it's actually coming in at, I would say, just shy of 2 1/4. Alright, and can he hold them? Well, that one went in just fine, and so did that one. So yes, he can hold his weapons. Initial impressions, he's kind of light, but he's a Hasbro product. The plastic feels strange, kind of slick. It's weird. It's odd. I don't know if that's supposed to be that way or not, but it feels weird. Aside from the guns, he comes with an instruction sheet here. Cog does. It's just, this is a new thing for Hasbro. Apparently it's going to be red instead of the purple. So yeah, looks like you can turn him into a car and a gun and all sorts of other little nifty things. The backside of it looks kind of like this, so yeah, we'll figure all this out. We'll go through some configurations and see what we can make it look like. Alright. You know, one thing I don't see on here are any of those Prime Master ports. That's too big to be a Prime Master port. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way for that either. I don't see any Prime Master ports. Interesting. I wonder what their thinking was there. Alright, let's zoom in and take us a look at this figure here. So, right off the bat, you can see he's got, that's red painted on. So it's red paint, silver paint, some black paint. There's some of that battle damage people talk about. The visor is very plain. It's just a little bit of silver for the eye cap, and that's pretty much it. We got plastic wheels, Tampographed Autobot symbol. Coming down the figure, you've got some black. No, that's not black. That's just shadow. See, that's just shadow. Still, it looks decent based on the fact that it's always pretty much going to be in shadow. Coming down the figure, there's a handle that'll pop up. He's got a little bit of black on his crotch plate here. Black plastic, blue plastic. This plastic is darker than this plastic. Just something to note. And so is this plastic. It's the same. These two are the same shades. This is a lighter plastic. We've got red. Is that paint? What is that? I don't know. How odd. I'll take a look at that here in a minute. I'm pretty sure that's paint. Tank treads are plastic, and the feet. Alright. So, the figure looks like this from the back. Extremely clean, but this is a hollow bit right here. Just be mindful. He's measuring in, let's see, usually I do the top of the head, but in this instance, because of the way he's shaped, I'm going to go to the top of this. We're looking at, I would guesstimate 5 3/4. Again, to the top of here. Shoulder to shoulder, we're looking at maybe just a touch bigger than 3, but not much. Depth-wise, let's just eyeball this and call it at 1 3/4. Excuse me. Articulation, the head can move. It must be out of ball joint inside, or maybe it's just a swivel because I can't get any wiggle out of it. It does have this hinge so you can have him look up, but he's not going to look down any. The arms are very tight on mine. They can do a full 360. You've got a cut joint right here, which will give him full range out, but you've got to move these out of the way. So with that like that, he can go wee, no problem. Elbow gets you over 90 degrees of bend right here. The wrist is a solid piece. You've got your bicep rotation on a mushroom peg right here, which hopefully you all can see. Right here is the mushroom peg. Okay. Waist articulation. Let's see. I'll be dogged. He's got waist articulation. For some reason, I was not expecting that. Okay. The hips appear to be a universal joint, if I understand that term correctly. And they can go all the way out, so he can definitely do the Chinese splits. Should not be any reason whatsoever why he can't do the full American. Yeah, there is. This piece right here is going to get in the way. Okay, so he can't do the full American because of this flap right here. But that's okay. We have rotation. Well, it's not really rotation. Look at that, folks. Can you all see that? That is an octagonal peg. I think it's an octagon. Maybe it's a hexagon. I don't care. It's got sides. This is a round peg going into a slotted, a cut hole. Okay. Alright. But anyway, you get your thigh rotation off that. Knees, 90 degrees, and the feet have a rocker and no tilt. Okay. Excuse me. Let's see here. So, let's see. He's got a port here, a port here, a port here, a port here, 2 ports right here, and his hands. So, Several ports to put on those Action Master things if you feel the need to do that. Alright, let's see here. Let's get him where we can do some scale comparisons. Alright. Wait. What is it, Nemesis?
What do you think you're doing?
I'm just reviewing figures. That's what I do. I don't do it for a living, but it's something that I enjoy doing.
At least he's not a Dinobot.
This is true. He's not a Dinobot.
The hell does he transform into?
Well, he can be parts for other figures, but specifically I purchased him so that he would be parts for Fort Max.
I don't like Fort Max. I'm a Metroplex man.
Yeah, I know. We all know about that. But that's okay, Nemesis. You can be whatever you want to be. It's the 20 teens.
Do you not even know what year it is?
Get the hell off the screen, Nemesis, before I lose my cool.
You have to have cool before you can lose it. Ah!
Sorry, folks. I just thought you might want to see what he looked like with Nemesis.
Ow!
Shut up! Alright. So, I guess the next thing we're going to need to do is to transform this guy. This guy turns into an armored transport, and that is his official vehicle thing when he's not in a robot. But he is a parts former, so the first thing you have to do to transport him into his armored vehicle mode is turn the head around and push it down into that spot there. Remove the arms, take the waist, and it will separate. It's on a pin. Right here's the pin, and right here's the port that it goes into. So pull those aside, take your arm here and attach it like this, attach it like this, and here is your basic little car thing. This thing is just okay. Then we take this and we fold this over at the hips, and there are grooves right here and there are tabs right here, if you can see them, right there. Groove, tab. Stick that in there the way it's supposed to go. Stick this one in there the way it's supposed to go, and that's actually fairly stable. Yeah. Now we can add our guns up here at the top, and now we have two mobile defense platforms. I don't know. They connect with each other. There is a tab, there is a slot, it goes in there, and it's not bad. It's really not all that bad. This measures in from here to here at 5 3/4 approximately. Width-wise, we're looking at about 2 inches. Height-wise, to the top of here, we're looking at roughly 2 inches approximately. Okay. Now, this thing sort of rolls. These wheels here will roll. These treads are just kind of impressions. They do have tires, but this one's way tight, wicked tight. So that's not going to work. Now, this guy also transforms into various different parts to make weapons and things like that. He just separates. If you take your wheel here and you fold it in, this is supposed to represent boots. You've got the port right, or the pin right there that goes into ones with figures with holes in their feet. Unfortunately, I don't have any figures with holes in their feet right now. because this is my first ever one of these. So just to give you a general idea about what you're looking at here, it would look something like this. You know, it just gives them a little extra height. Okay. You can also use these in various different ways. You can make them into guns and things like that. Hooking these together, you can take your weapons here. You can put these in. He has holes in the bottom of his feet. Okay. Turn these around like this. Alright. And then you can have them come over the shoulders of some poor unsuspecting character. You just have to have them lined up right. And see, that'll go in there and that'll actually secure itself because it's got pins and ports to make a type of a weapon here. And I mean, you can always add additional things and such like this. This can turn into a shield just by lifting your head up a little bit and pulling out this pin, and you know, they can hold it. Hey, look at me, I've got a shield. Woohoo! Okay. There is a way, he says, to get this to hook. Should be. Yeah, he says. Doesn't matter if you've done it before. All that matters is if you get it done this time, right? Right. Okay. I got no clue. Anyway, these things are supposed to turn into, like I said, weapons for Fort Max. And I am going to figure out exactly how that is supposed to happen here. And we will look at it and hopefully be able to figure it out together. Because we are stronger together than we are apart. That's not going to do it. Nope. What about we do like this? Nope, that's too far apart. Man alive, I just can't win for losing. That'll work, won't it? Yep. That'll work like that, but that looks ugly as all get out. Especially when you compare that to, say, this gun here. The, what is it? Is this isn't Perfect Effect, is it? I can't remember. I got it for my Fort Max because he didn't have any weapons with him. If you remember, Hasbro gave us that without weapons, and I thought that was just this side of criminal, but oh well, that's my opinion. Yeah, tell you what, folks, I'm going to play with this and see if I can get it to do what I want it to do, and we will come back. Alright, so I was able to get old Cog here into some form of gun, and it doesn't work very well. But old Fort Max here, I need to point out before we get too deep into this that my Fort Max has just about every upgrade I was able to both find and afford. So he's got the hands, he's got the feet, he's got the cannons, he's got the sticker set, he's got everything I could get for him. So let's take our gun here and see how well he can hold this thing. And I have to tell you, he wasn't doing too well with it earlier, but I mean, he can hold it. I just wouldn't try and move that arm once you get it in place. Now, what I actually am going to end up doing here is I'm going to take this guy apart and use him as parts to just augment the weapons that are already on here. So, yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, let me see what I can come up with, and I'll just do a bunch of pictures or something. Final thoughts wise, this thing was, I think, $20 even, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. This is it a Deluxe? Yeah, it's a Deluxe class figure. Is there enough here to make it worthwhile to purchase? Well, that's a difficult thing to say. And I'll tell you why it's difficult. The plastic quality is okay. It's still got that kind of oily feel to it that I'm not familiar with. And I'm not used to having from Hasbro products, but it's sure enough there. The transformation is okay. I mean, you can get it to do a bunch of different things. Having said that, I purchased this specifically to be a companion for my Fort Max, and I found a way to integrate it in. It's not the prettiest, but it is integratable. Honestly, I wanted this thing because I know they're doing a repaint of it into 6-gun. And 6-gun is going to go, I'm going to buy a 6-gun when it comes out, when I actually find it, and it will go with my Metroplex. And I'm hoping that it will fix those shoulder cannons that I've never been able to find. I'd like to buy some, but I can't seem to find them anywhere. So I was hoping that 6-gun would be able to turn into the shoulder cannons that I do not have. And I'm not sure that it's going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to closely look at it and see. This guy, you could integrate him into Fort Max, which is what you are supposed to, I guess, do with it. But again, I haven't really seen anybody else do that, so maybe you're not supposed to and I'm just going to do it wrong. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling at this point. Basically, if you like this thing, you never have any reason not to buy it, not from my channel. If you want to buy it, buy it. Have fun with it. I'm not sure it's worth 20 bucks, but a lot of thought went into the engineering here. So maybe it is. Who knows? And it does have some nice paint in the paint where it is applied. Although I will point out that is apparently the only Autobot symbol I can find on the thing. Not that that's horribly important, it's just something to take note of. Alright, so for Nemesis and I, thank you for watching, and I will see you at the next review.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Vitamin John. Operators are standing by.